And we have Forgiven here with us from the Copenhagen Wolves to talk about that win. Forgiven, first off, the Heimerdinger ban. Tell us why you chose to ban him this time.
Our coach predicted that actually Kevin or Kerp would have some practice in Heimerdinger because after the changes, it seemed at least like to me that he's a pretty bit unbalanced. So he can pretty much actually counter everything in almost every single lane. Like, if we think properly, we used to say that Renekton has no counters at all, and then after the rework, Heimer shows up and he just destroys Renekton single-handedly. So we thought like it would be a wise ban. We had nothing else to ban against Millenium.
And then, of course, you chose to go with Yasuo and Gragas, with Gragas on Youngbuck. Youngbuck we've not really seen. Obviously, we've seen him on Vlad, but you can't really count that as a true AP champion. What is it that's made this shift for him?
We were practicing Yasuo for actually a long time, and we had some thought of, instead of running the ability power in mid lane, run the ability power in top lane, and Gragas is one of the champions of Youngbuck that he is pretty actually good at. So we took advantage of this, and we sent Gragas to top lane to Youngbuck, and then practiced Yasuo and other stuff, which I won't reveal. And we saw some synergy because Gragas offers the ultimate for the knockups and stuff, and here we are.
There we are indeed, and then you guys got into the game. You guys were top lane, the 2 versus 2, going very well for you. Tell me a little bit about the exchanges you had in that lane.
Well, Kaedo and Jerry are pretty good bot lane, but they are not like us. Like, we managed to pull out Leona throughout the lane phase without me being behind in CS. Actually, I was ahead. So we were just waiting for level 6 when Leona just immediately power spikes hard. And the moment that they actually overextend or do a single mistake, we just punish it.
And what about that mid lane fight? Obviously, that's really was the turning point for the game. The solar flare went down, and then Youngbuck's ultimate came out and literally separated them, gave you a triple kill. What was going through the team's minds? Because it was a pretty close game at that point.
Yeah, it was actually. We did many mistakes, and we shouldn't do that, at least in LCS level. We are still a bit reminded of the challenger scene. But Derp was actually derping in the mid lane, and we managed to have him like 300, 400 HP. Actually, he was almost out of the fight, and then we initiated, and Leona and Gragas are, especially Unlimited, is one of the best initiators that plays in the league at the moment. We caught people, we just destroyed them, nobody died, and then our game was like just a road for us. Like, we just knew that with people having absolutely no flashes and Baron being completely uncontested, it was our game.
And speaking of the Baron, who made the call? I mean, it was a pretty risky call, it looked like at the time, but you took it so fast.
Again, people from Millenium got caught, and they actually went to the bot side of the map, and this was very unfavorable for them. And so we took a decision that we had like so many damage that we should rush the Baron, even if we were there. We just put out all the spells, and even if they go on us, the casualties will be for them, not for us.
As a final question about the team right now, how are you feeling within the team? Because last week, you guys went 0-2, but you had a really good performance even versus Fnatic being up in CS. Do you feel like you should step it up, or what was kind of the focus point in the practice this week?
I feel more that us Forgiven, us Copenhagen Wolves, we let ourselves down. That's all we do. Like, if people see our actually matches in the LCS, it's mostly like, let's say we played 23 games. Almost half of the losses we did, it was our mistakes and only ours, and people are letting down themselves. So the moment that they start to pick up from this, and they just get some psychology boost or mechanically practicing more on the servers and stuff, they will just go on and win the other lanes. That's our players.
And of course, you're chasing down the top 4 now. The battle at the top is the next match, SK versus Gambit. Which way do you have this one going?
I think SK. Gambit don't give a crap, actually, about the normal period of LCS. If SK played 100%, they will win. That's how SK are performing at the moment. They're not the best individual players team, but their team synergy is probably the best in Europe at the moment.
All right, so very much focusing on your own performance to be the best you can be. Thank you very much for giving.
Can I say something else? Not in Greek this time.
Nothing Greek? Sure, go ahead.
I want to address to Riot and say, please buff Graves.
Buff Graves, you love Graves. All right, we want to see that pool party skin, of course, a very nice skin. Thank you very much for giving. We'll take a very short break, but keep it right here because the battle for first place between SK Gaming and Gambit is just moments away. We'll be right back.